Elmatic View.
What's up, y'all? It's Elle, and it's the Elmatic View. I've been gone for a minute, but now I'm back with the jump off. So many great things I'll be doing in 2019. I'll talk about that later, but let's talk about this R. Kelly, the Pied Piper. So we have all been watching this docu-series on Lifetime. Dream Hampton put it together. My favorite journalist, she used to write for Vibe magazine. Probably one of my biggest influences when it comes to writing. She put together an amazing, extremely detailed, girl, she had her receipts. She was ready for it. Very well put together. So many different opinions that we've seen online, even conflicted within ourselves when you're thinking about R. Kelly, trying to separate the artist from the man. If you think we had to do the same thing when it came to Bill Cosby, we've done the same thing with Elvis Presley, we've done the same thing with actors like Woody Harrelson, or was it Woody Allen? I can't remember. Woody Allen, I think. So many different types of feelings and emotions that you have in regards to an amazing artist, a genius in his own right, and a pedophile, a predator, a pervert. We first heard about these rumors of him marrying Aaliyah in 1994. Back then it was just kind of talked about. We didn't know if it was for sure, but he did make a strange song called Asian Number to Number that he wrote for a kid, and he was 27. Around 2001, after she had passed away, a marriage license came about. And it was a fact that they had been married when she was 15 years old and he was a grown man. Even around that time is when we started to hear about the sex tape, the infamous sex tape of him having sex with a 14-year-old girl in his home, in his studio setting or whatnot. And even still, he made a whole song with Jay-Z saying, "You can charge me, but I'm not guilty." It was so many records we were still playing after that. I mean, you could think of many records after that we've still bought, we've still supported, we've still everything. We've still went to concerts, myself included. Kind of just ignored it because it wasn't brought to us as a big deal. It was crazy to me that they had said that his trial had gone on for 6 years. It was delayed for 6 years. How can a pedophile be ignored for 6 years? And as much as we don't want to talk about race, or actually we have talked about race. I mean, people are saying they're trying to bring the black man down and they're trying to mess this black man up. If it were your daughter, your sister, your mother, your niece, whomever, would you have felt the same way? You know, we want to place so many blames on the mother, the father, the daughter. She's saying she was being fast. I was 15. I was far from fast. I just was built up, and grown men. I remember grown men in particular. I see him all the time to this day. He told me, "I won't tell if you won't tell." I had no shame in telling somebody I'm a kid. If I were more impressionable, I probably got took down through there back then. Thank God I kind of knew that it wasn't cool because my daddy was 30 and my stepmom was 17. And my father, in fact, was a pedophile pervert. You preyed on a child. You met a child. You knew she was a child. She was driving his car to her damn senior swing out. He was a grown-ass man. Like, it was nothing. That was my father. Love him to death. God rest his soul. But I'm just an honest person. If he was alive today, I'd tell him you was dead wrong. And when it came to even my sister liking older guys, it was the sins of a father. You know, she became a victim of his sins. And I don't think that he even understands that too. And the thing is that so many things about R. Kelly is so very cunning. You know, he has this, he loves the Lord and he can make those songs, I believe I can fly and you are not alone. And you think that he has this spirituality with God and he doesn't understand that you will reap what you sow. And if it doesn't come back on you, it comes back on the children after your descendants. And that is a fact. And he's not stupid. You know, he might can't read it, he can't write, but he can sure put a song together and he know well enough to call himself the Pied Piper. And that was crazy to me. I didn't know what the hell the Pied Piper was. And when they spoke about it on the docu-series, and then I did my own later investigations, that the Pied Piper is a fictional superhero that lures children and controls the minds of people through music. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's so very cunning at playing games with words and making us feel like people knew what they were doing. When the interview with Torre, when he says, "Do you mess with teenage girls?" And he says, "What's a teenager?" He said, "A teenager." At this point, you're playing games. Oh, I got 19-year-old friends. Not at 40, you don't. You don't have nothing in common with a 19-year-old. And that's the thing that gets me. My conversation at 19, although I'm mature, was dumb. My thoughts at 19 versus 27 are stupid. And at 40, my thoughts are going to be much different than they are now. I, in fact, don't have much of a conversation with a 45-year-old man, and I'm 27 because I feel like you tired. You know, your hips hurt, your ass hurt, your back hurt. You know, I think of things like that. Like, it's not the youth of it all, you know. And I think I understand it keeps you young and keeps you vibrant, and that's why for so many years it was always so acceptable for an older man to get with a younger woman. My granny was probably 14, and her oldest children, their father was 21. You know, that was okay and acceptable back then, but it's still, in my mind, I would think you're a fucking pervert. You know, you are preying on the weak. And I think it's not even a thing, it's a control thing. It's to get your mind. It's to make you feel superior. And the things that R. Kelly, that they said that they had to do as far as asking to pee, asking to eat, can I talk, can I bark? It was just ridiculous. And then, so many people too are saying the stories don't add up. They seem far-fetched. I don't understand how a 30-year-old woman can be manipulated. I done been manipulated at 27 and I'm damn smart. It can happen. And I'm not saying, and let's say that they are lies. Some of these women are making up stories. Let's say that. It's still not negating the fact that he likes kids. He sleeps with children. That's the core of that, is that he's a pedophile, despite the fact that he'll put you in a sunken place. We can eliminate that. You want to blame his wife. She was manipulated. She apparently has some sort of low self-esteem, that she was dealing with the shit she was dealing with. Even now, you can tell she a little off. You would be too if you was in a sunken place for 20 years. She all over the place. You know, there was a thing about her playing his music, and I think it's called like Stockholm Syndrome or something, where like you almost fall into your predator's arms. I don't know, but it's so deep, and it's so very disheartening that a man with so much talent and so much charm could be so disturbing. You know, he had been molested. And hurt people do hurt people. But at some point, we have to take accountability for those things. And we cannot make it as a woe is me. No, because now you are ruining people's lives. You know, someone messed you up. And I know back in the day, poor black boy from Chicago, he wasn't going to no therapy. Your mama should lay some hands on you. Y'all should figure it out. Because now you are just screwing people up. And the thing about it is that he has a daughter, I believe. And if he doesn't have a daughter, he might have a granddaughter. Imagine the hurt that his kids are going through, having to watch this stuff on TV, having to be harassed and bullied in school, seeing their mother hurting every day. Children are far smarter than we think they are. They notice everything. They pay attention to things. That's why kids say stuff that's so abrupt as a child, because they don't know nothing but to be honest. They damn near know more right from wrong than we do most of the time, because their mind is pure. I feel so horrible for his kids, and even still for the young girls that got manipulated, that, you know, thought an older man liked them a little more. Even, you know, I was also conflicted with the young girl who was going to his court case and was a super fan, and she fell into it too. I'm conflicted with that, whether or not I feel like she's a victim or not. I can't compare myself at 15 versus her, because I might have had a little more sense than she did. Because I think that that's crazy if you know that he's messing with kids. And are you a victim, or did you want it to happen? You know, that's that thing. But I can't judge her. It's so hard. And then too, it's do I still listen to R. Kelly's music? You know, the greatest sex I ever had is on my playlist, my Nice and Slow playlist, the first song. So when it's time, that's going on first. And I'm setting the tone automatically. And I might not want to stop, because I might want to be, it's going to be the greatest. So I'm just going to put it in the atmosphere. And that's the bad part. Like, seems like you're ready. I want to still dance in the name of love. And it's like we still call Elvis Presley the king of rock and roll. Can you separate the two? I feel like I can, because music holds memories. You know, it's a memory associated with music. And who Lexus is, it's not who L is. It's parts of me of L that is Lexus, but they are two separate people. So R. Kelly and Robert Kelly are two different people in that regard. And I know it's hard, and I'm so very happy that so many celebrities are speaking out about it. Bun B, Neo, Tank, John Legend, even doing the docuseries to spread awareness. I would have liked to have seen some people like Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige, those people come out, Ron Isley, who he have worked with for many years, his close friends, to say, I know this man, he has issues, but it's wrong. Or not to even do a rebuttal. It's wrong. Those are people who need to speak out. People that know him for sure. Because back during those times when Jay-Z and them did the Best of Both Worlds, I'm sure he's seen some stuff on that tour. Then after that, they were never really friends like they used to be. So, I just want us as black people to hold more accountability for each other and stop throwing a race card out there. Because if that's the case, if it was little white girls he was messing with, he'd be under the jail. I mean, they was banning Chuck Berry from performing places simply because he wanted to dance with white girls on stage. So if he was raping white women, he'd be in jail. Look at Bill Cosby. That's an example right there. Most of his victims were white. That goes to show you that the black woman, as Malcolm X said, is the most disrespected woman in the world. The one juror said on that he didn't like the way they looked. That's why he voted them not guilty. It just certain things it's just sad. It's unfortunate. The parents that even still, I do have to blame some blame on this one particular set of parents that took their daughter to the R. Kelly concert. She could sing. She was vibrant. She was a beautiful girl. And he basically took her up under his wing. This was in like the mid 2000s. So you know who he is, and you basically pawned your kid off. They should be in jail. When it comes to that, it's just so many people have to be placed accountable. The assistants, his brothers, the backup singers, Sparkle dumbass for introducing her niece to him. The one brother need to be in jail for the rest of his life because Bruce is an idiot. For him to say that's his preference, it's a preference for a grown man, it's like a kid. What do you find attractive about a child? I don't understand to this day how people even watch the sex tape. Why would I want to see a grown man have sex with a kid? I would be throwing up. The thought of it makes my stomach hurt. I didn't find 13-year-old boys attractive at 13. So I don't understand how you want to see a 13-year-old at that point. It's just so many people even have to be placed accountable for R. Kelly. But him first. He needs to seek counseling. He needs to seek therapy. I don't know if he needs to plead mental insanity, which he is. He got to plead something. And it's no excuse. It kills me that he always wants to play victim. He's the greatest narcissist there is at that point. Like a sociopath to the 10th power. Because how are you the victim and you are killing the souls of these women? And I don't know if that's the thing too. You know, he was molested by a woman, so he has a thing against women. And because he was a child, now he attracts, it's like, it's so psychological. I am not a therapist. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Like, that's like crazy. But so many things that can relate to, you know, so many things that you want. And I wonder, does he know better and he can't do better? You know, it's just very unfortunate. And I just want us as a whole to stop wanting to blame everybody but the predator. Stop blaming, well, she was being fast. She shouldn't have did this and she shouldn't have did that. You know, that's just like blaming the person that was being raped for the rapist. So you shouldn't have wore a see-through dress. So what the hell? I can't wear that. Now you got to take it from me. Like, it's just, we got to do better and stop always wanting to defend the black man. They want to bring the black man down. Like, no, sometimes we do wrong. And sometimes we have to be told you did wrong in public and in private. And that's the thing that black people got real bad. Everything is brushed under the rug. We don't talk about it. We ignore it. Or we praise forgiveness until it's somebody else. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and that's foul. So at this point, we got to mute R. Kelly, not buy concert tickets, not buying albums. I mean, I already got pre-bought CDs. I might not step on them. I might listen to Seems Like It's Ready tonight. But what I'm saying is that, and that's what makes it so bad. Like, am I a hypocrite? Like, I'm not, because I know that it's bad and I know that he's wrong, but he has good music. And that's what I'm saying, that I have to separate the two, because I still love The Cosby Show. I still love Heathcliff Huxtable. And if the allegations are true, I feel horrible for those women, and he should rot in jail, in hell, wherever he got to go. It's, that's the Illmatic view. That's all I can say. It's so deep, but I just want us to do better and to hold each other accountable and stop condoning wrong when it comes to us as black people. It's nothing better you can do but help your brother, your sister by telling them, hey, nigga, that's wrong. Do it. Moving forward, the Illmatic View has so many great things that El Brianna will be doing as far as my new podcast, Straight Up No Chaser, which will be all things hip-hop, all things urban, all things raw, real, ill. It's going to be like hood politics. It's going to be all things about hip-hop music and just deeper into the artist, you know, learning them as a person, you know, where they get their niche from. So many different things I'll be doing. Not to give you too much. I've also landed a great freelance gig at a local paper, so I'll be releasing that article very soon. It'll be pretty deep too. And just expect so many great things in 2019 and beyond. My new hashtag is to infinity and beyond, because that's what I plan to do, is just to maximize my potential, manifesting everything. Me and my cousin were just talking about that, writing my goals down, speaking them into existence, not hoping, but saying that it will happen. Speaking nothing but positivity out of my mouth. And that's another thing too. My next my next vlog is going to be about not presuming that positivity is perfect. Because I think people are getting that confused when it comes to me. I go through things every day. Life happens to me daily. I'm conflicted within myself all the time. I'm only as transparent as my spirit and my feelings will allow me to be in a moment. And that's this whole thing with this public figure thing. It gets deep. And I ain't even nobody. So I can just imagine. And now it makes me think, and this, digress. It makes me think about other people too. But that's the next vlog. So be on the lookout of that. Thank you guys for supporting me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. Make a little jingle. Thanks again for tuning in to the Elmatic View.